Hey guys, I'm Cinecraft here. This video is basically a guide on what bits are, how to get bits, and the most efficient way on how to obtain these bits. Now, first of all, bits are basically a new currency that were introduced in the 0.9 Skyblock update. Now, you can start earning bits from the NPC Elizabeth, and when you right-click her, you'll see this thing called a booster cookie. Now, a booster cookie is basically a cookie, and when you eat it, you get a bunch of buffs, as you can see here, and the main buff that is very important is the ability to gain bits. Now, when you first log onto the server, you get one free cookie, and then after that, they cost real money. Gems are basically IRL money, and you have to buy them on the store and then buy cookies from the NPC. Fortunately, you can also buy these cookies from Bazaar, and they cost around, right now I think they're around 1.5 mil, so they're not that bad. Now, once you're able to get your hands on a cookie, all you have to do is eat the cookie, and you'll be able to obtain bits for the next 4 days. Now, you may be wondering what bits even do, and basically in the Elizabeth NPC, there's a shop called the Bits Shop, and you can basically trade your bits for some cool items. Now, majority of these items are kind of useless in my opinion, such as like the dungeon sack for 10,000 bits, but one thing that is very good is the heat core. And basically what this does is you can upgrade your enchanted lava buckets and increase their speed bonus, which basically means your minions will be able to produce more money for you. Now, aside from the heat core, some other things to go for are probably the enchanted book, which is a new enchant called Expertise 1, which is good if you need to fish, and also the enrichments tab, which is basically a bunch of things that you can add to your talismans. Now, these are pretty good, but they are really expensive, but you can get things like 0.5 magic find, which will probably be the best thing you could get. Now that you know what bits do, you are probably wondering how to get bits in the first place. There are currently 3 main ways of getting bits, and the first one is fairly simple. So for this first way of getting bits, all you have to do is play Skyblock. Every 30 minutes you get around 150 bits, and this keeps on going until you reach your bit cap, so you have to eat another cookie if you reach the cap. The second way is basically doing dragons, and when you do dragons, every time you kill a dragon, you get 10 bits. It doesn't matter if you place 1 eye or 4 eyes, you just get 10 bits. And lastly, the third way to get bits is by doing dungeons. Now, the way bits from dungeons work is you get the floor you're doing, so let's say you're doing floor 1, and you just multiply it by 2. So if you're doing floor 2, then you'll get 4 bits per each dungeon clear, and if you do floor 4, you'll get 8 bits per dungeon clear. Now that we know how to get bits, you're probably wondering what the most efficient way of getting these bits are. Now, if you don't want to actively grind Skyblock, the best way is to simply just AFK. Given that you get 300 bits per hour, you'll be able to get the maximum bits per cookie in 16 hours only of just straight AFK. Now, if you want to actively grind it, the technical best way to get it right now is to do dragons, but that is fairly expensive. Instead, you could just do dungeons, and you could just simply run the floor that you're fastest with. So if you're really good at floor 2, just keep on running it even though it's lower than floor 3. If you can do it faster than floor 3, then it'll be fine. Now lastly, there is a way to make your grinding more efficient. So basically, you've probably heard me say cookie cap or bits cap, and that basically refers to how each time you eat a cookie, you can only obtain a maximum of 4,800 bits. Now because of this, after you obtain 4,800 bits, you're gonna have to buy another cookie. But you can actually increase the amount of bits you can get per cookie. To do this, you basically have to level up your fame, which can be found here. And basically, each time you upgrade your fame rank, your bits multiplier increases, meaning you'll just get more bits per cookie. Now, the way to increase your fame rank is to do city projects. If you saw my recent video, you know that city projects are kind of important to do, since doing them maximizes the amount of fame you can get. If you want to be pay to win, what you could do, since fame is also linked to gems, is that you could simply you could just go to any category, so let's say here, and then you could just spam buy all of this. If you really wanted to, you could get up to fame rank, let's say 20, and you could get so many bits per cookie, but that's if you pay a lot of money, and I don't think that's really worth it. Now that's basically all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this guide, and thanks for watching.